So, here we are. After what feels like a fucking week, here we are. Amazing. Let me see. I have still to do some stuff, so yeah, we're going to try and utilize all of this time yet to do all of what I had pending. Haha. Let me see. This is corresponding to. Aha! Thank God I didn't completely get this. Pick this. Okay. Let me see. It should automatically pick up this. Wait, it's okay, there it is. Now transition into this. Okay. Now I also need to. Let me think. What was it that I need to do? Okay, this. Something along the lines of. Okay, there it is. And what else I'm forgetting? If there is anything that I'm forgetting about right now, I think nothing, no? I think. No, well, yeah. Yes, it's. I think, yeah, it was more than a whole week. Let me also add this. Wait, I'm lagging. Yes, I'm lagging a little bit. I know I am lagging, so I might as well try to fix it. Let me see. Let me fix it by doing this also. Tell us what else. I know I'm forgetting stuff in the way. Yes, what I'm forgetting? I don't really get it. I guess, or I don't. No, I don't really know. So, anyways, we have less than half of the resting time so far. Let me see what else. Wait. So I think with this I'm fine. Send this over here, and also let me check over here. That's okay. Let me also do my basic work over. Just over here, and also over here. Okay, there it is. I didn't change the category. I didn't change the category. That is what I forgot to do. I think it was something like this. Yes, art. No, it isn't art. But why did you die? But stream elements. Why did you decide to die? Oh my god. Yes, give me a second. Because I need to do it by hand. There it is. Oh my god, thank you. What? Thank you for working. Oh, okay. Then I guess with this I shouldn't be forgetting now anything else, I guess. No? I'm forgetting something. Let me see. No, right? I guess no. Or well, one tiny arrangement. Give me a second. I need to move this over here. And also close this and make it over here. And so, let me see. With this, we should be fine, no? Yeah. Okay, we have still 3 minutes more. So, until then, I guess we might as well simply wait. Or I don't know if we really have the necessity to wait. So far, I guess the only thing that I'm really worried about is trying to, give some time. It has been kind of what it already feels like a whole week since the last time I streamed. Not that it really was a whole week, but it feels like a whole week. I guess that is what happens when you stream so much, quote unquote, so much every single day. I guess, I don't know. But it still is fun, man. I don't know. I wouldn't say that it is anything, the sort of stuff that you can say, wow, no. I hate it, I don't think or anything like that. But rather, one of the most enjoyable things almost, the whole side of learning how time dilates when you're doing something of this sort. I don't know. But, yeah. Let me see. Well, I mean, meanwhile, I might as well check because I don't even remember where we left on the Mahabharata itself. Let me... Sakuna, Draupadi, Drupada, What? What was it that we left? Where? Okay. I think it was on the start of the... I don't remember if it was the fall of the whole Parvana Empire. I think they were called like that. The whole Parvana race. And basically that subsequent story. Or if it was something else and I am really not remembering properly. But yeah. Yeah, simply that. Let me now do... Okay, let me drink water before anything else. And after that, yeah, we're properly changing into category. No, into the scene. Water. What a beautiful gift. After so long, I think it was like 2 days that I didn't drink fucking water. What a crazy thing that was. But yeah, here we are, basically. I mean, yeah, not that much to read. So, yeah, I don't care. 20 seconds more, 20 seconds later, it is literally the same. I mean, what I can do is, I might do it later. Anyways, yeah. Hello everybody, here we are. Once again, all of us gathered here on this place to do some more beautiful reading. It has been kind of a long time since the last occasion we were here. Some stuff has happened, therefore Potato didn't have the real possibility to be here as much as he would have wanted to, so yeah, kind of crazy to see that, as I said before, in the quote-unquote introduction of all of this, and in the starting soon screen, better to say. Sometimes it really feels like whole weeks pass before I really get the opportunity to be present and to do whatever it is that we do here. So yeah, very amazing to see that in this occasion now we can finally continue in this, even more precisely, in this time with even more the Mahabharata. I remember that one of the few things that I said about Mahabharata itself was after stopping, or yeah, after leaving the last reading session itself, that I had a lot of hype because it seemed to be incredibly interesting, or it got to a very interesting place, an incredibly interesting place. Therefore, we might as well try to do our best to see what we can find over here and all of that stuff, So, I don't think I have that much more to add. As always, it is a pleasure to be here. it is a very big pleasure to keep doing whatever it is that we do in this particular zone of ours. And yeah, after such an not even a break, because I mean I did a lot of stuff, quote unquote, behind scenes, as in I had to take care of a lot of stuff. So yeah, sadly, it wasn't even a break. It was kind of a forced stop. Let's say like that. After that unnecessarily forced stop, we can now get finally into what we enjoy doing here and what we truly find interesting. That is, in this particular case, as I said before, reading the Mahabharata. As always, once again, I think I didn't even say it, so yeah, let me properly say hello everybody, hello beautiful world watchers, hello lurkers, hello every single one. Haha, I forgot to check audio. That is what I forgot. I forget to do. And so yeah, let me do that very quickly, And okay. Okay. Yeah. It sounds perfectly fine. So yeah, with that said, I think now we can properly, as I said before, now sorry, let me repeat myself just in case. Hello everybody, hello beautiful world watchers, hello lurkers, hello every single one. Now yeah, we're getting into, give a second, Mahabharata, there it is. Transition, yeah. We're here, Canto 47, where we left last time. And as always also, marker, so yeah, there it is, the marker itself, and now into the book itself, the Mahabharata. Where we left was Canto 47, as I said. Now, continuing from Dyuta Parva, continue. The whole context, as some might have heard while I was getting everything else ready, we saw that this was about the whole Parvanas, the Parvana family, I think they were called. No, Pandavas, that was the name. Pandavas, the whole Pandavas family, getting prepared to face the biggest problem that is going to arise yet. That is the whole destruction, if I am not wrong, of the whole Kshatriya tribe at hands of the most powerful Pandavas. And all of this brought by the other side of the family, the Kauravas. Kauravas? I think the Kauravas or Kandavas, I don't remember. But anyways, yeah, basically that. And we're seeing how, after getting such an incredibly crazy premonition, it is that this particular family's, this particular story is going to unfold in front of our eyes. So yeah, without that much more to say, I think there isn't that much more to add so far. What really happened was very simple, and what really transpired was truly something comprehensible, not that much hard to grasp, let's say. So, well, without any further ado, let us simply commence with this. After almost 2 whole weeks of this, Canto 47, Dyuta Parva continued. Sakuni says, Duryodhana, he must not be jealous of Yudhishthira. Through their own good fortune, the sons of Pandu are only enjoying what they deserve. Parantapa, O great king, with all the numberless plots you had to do away with them, ye could not. Providence saw the Purushavyagras escape all your imaginations. They have Draupadi for their wife, and Drupada, his sons, and Vasudeva Krishna of immense prowess are their allies, with whose help they can subdue the very world. They inherited their patrimony and have grown immeasurably through their own vitality. Why should you be aggrieved at this? Gratifying Agni Hutasana Dhananjaya has got the bow Gandiva, the pair of inexhaustible quivers and many celestial astras. With that peerless bow and the strength of his arms as well, he brought all the kings of the world under his sway. Why should you grieve over this? Arjuna Parantapa, Savyasachin, saved the Ashura Maya from the forest fire, and Maya built that grand sabha out of gratitude, commanded by Maya. The grim Rakshasas the Kinkaras support the Sabha. What is there in this to cause you grief? You said, O king, that you have no allies. Bharata, this is not true. These brothers of yours are obedient to you. Drona of great prowess, who wields a great bow, his son Aswadhama, Radha's son Kama, the Mahabharata Kripa Gautama, I with my brothers and King Saumadati. These are your allies. Unite yourself with these and conquer all earth. Duryodhana says, O king, if it pleases you, with your help and that of the other great warriors you mentioned, I will defeat the Pandavas. If I can subdue them now, the world will be mine and all her kings, and that Sabha so replete with wealth. Sakuni replies, Dhananjaya and Krishna, Bhimasena and Yudhishthira, Nakula and Sahadeva, and Drupada with his sons. These cannot be vanquished in battle even by the Devas. Such great warriors are they, wielding the greatest bows, masters of astras, and delighting in battle. However, I know now Yudhishthira himself can be vanquished. Listen to me and do as I say. Duryodhana says, Uncle, tell me if there is any way by which I can quell Yudhishthira without endangering our friends and these other illustrious Kurus. Sakuni says, the son of Kunti loves dice play, although he does not know the art of the game. If that king is asked to play dice, he cannot refuse. I am a master of dice. Why, there is no one in the world to match me at rolling the dice. Why, no one in the three worlds, O son of Kuru? Therefore, ask him to play dice. With my skills at dice, I will win his kingdom and all his vast fortunes for you. Duryodhana, tell all this to your father the king. If he commands me, I will definitely win all of Yudhishthira's kingdom and possessions for you. Duryodhana says, Son of Subala, you tell all this yourself to Dharatirashtra, king of the Kurus. I will not be able to. What? Why wouldn't he be able to? Anyways, aside from that, I am trying to think about it. I don't truly get the part in which they talk about the concept of not truly being capable of feeling grief over the different achievements that the Pandavas got under their arms, let's say, or on their family history compared to the Kauravas. I mean, something along the lines of, because they are a family, you shouldn't try to be angry or something like that. I don't really get it. But yeah, aside from that, everything else seems very simple to comprehend. I mean, there is no further message because, for example, let's say like this: you can't truly talk about any particular events that has succeeded so far, nor can you truly mention any particular other thing that refers in and on of itself to any other negative concept, because in here it isn't contained, let's say like that. This is only a continuation of the story more than anything else. I mean, yeah, there isn't that much to analyze here. This is only quote unquote a filler to more in-depth content once again. But yeah, so far, yeah, the rest of the story is very comprehensible. Basically, wow, we can do this because they have all of these different reasons that make them be who they are. But because on the other hand we have these other capacities ourselves, we might as well try to see how it is that we can still win the battle if we were to be cautious enough about how to engage in it, instead of simply throwing ourselves at the fire, as they would say here, at the Yagna fire. Instead of doing that, we might as well be measured with our actions and properly take the steps towards victory. But yeah, I think not that much more to add. I mean, well, yeah, there is only one particular idea that I find myself wrapped around, and that is Sakuni And all of this Duryodhana story, I was thinking I didn't really read about it before, but yes, I guess this is the completely extended story about the whole event of the of the Pandavas and the Kauravas fighting. I guess I will probably see here what we saw before. This whole description of the most incredible and bizarre um, violent scenes, basically describing how people were dying and all of that stuff. That wasn't even close to being something solo at some points. But I mean, completely on itself, it was very interesting, and even more, it was truly, yeah. It might as well now have more to offer than what we could ever expect before. More than anything else, because yes, this has now a completely different focus, let's say. It stops on almost every single story and all of that. One of the few questions that I will have is how many the routes? No, what is the word? Side steps are we going to take before continuing the full story itself? I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I hope it doesn't really get that long, and it isn't only this particular story. But yeah, anyways, okay, let me drink water, and after that we start Canto 48. Because yeah, as I said, also there is not that much more to find here. We simply shall continue. Canto 48, Dyuta Parva continua. By Sampayana said, Rahan, impressed by the great Rajasuya Yagna of Yudhishthira and knowing Duryodhana's heart during their journey home from the Mayasabha and wanting to gratify the Kuru prince's desire, Sakuni, son of Subala, goes to the Haratirashtra of great wisdom, and finding the blind king seated upon his throne, speaks these words to him. No, Maharajan, Maharatarashabha, that Duryodhana has grown pale, emaciated, dejected, and fallen prey to great anxiety. Why don't you, through due inquire, discover the grief which is in the heart of your eldest son, the sorrow caused by the enemy? The Haratirashtra says, Duryodhana, what is the cause of your great sorrow? Kurunandana, if it is fit for me to hear, tell me the reason for your affliction. Sakuni here says that you have lost color, become pale and thin, and fallen prey to anxiety. I do not know what the reason for this sorrow can be. All my vast wealth and power are yours to control. Your brothers and all our kinsmen never do anything disagreeable to you. You wear the finest clothes, eat the best food, all the most excellent meats, the best horses carry you. So what is it that makes you pale and thin? Rich beds, beautiful damsels, mansions with the costliest furniture, every sport to delight you. All these are at your disposal, even as with the gods themselves. Proud one, oh my son, why do you grieve as if you are destitute? Duryodhana says, I eat and dress myself like a wretch, and I spend my time burning with savage envy. He is indeed a man who cannot bear the fortune and pride of his enemy, and lives only after vanquishing his enemy and liberating his own subjects from the tyranny of his enemy. Contentment and pride, O Bharata, destroy prosperity, and also those other two, compassion and fear. He that acts under the influence of these never achieves anything great. Having seen Yudhishthira's prosperity, whatever I enjoy brings me no joy. So splendid is the prosperity of Kunti's son that what I have is as nothing before it. Knowing the affluence of my enemy and my own relative poverty, even though that affluence is not before me, yet I see it constantly. This is why I am pale and lean, why the color has drained from me, and I am melancholy. Melancholy, melancholic. Yudhishthira supports 88,000 Snataka Brahmanas, giving 30 slave girls to each one. Besides this, 1,000 other Brahmanas eat daily at his palace, the best food on golden plates. The king of Cambodia sent him innumerable skins, black, dark, and red, of the Kadali deer, as also countless shawls of the softest texture, as tributes, hundreds of thousands of she-elephants and 30,000 she-camels wander within the palace. The kings of the earth brought them all as tributes to the capital of the Pandavas, lord of the world. The kings also brought to this greatest of yagnas piles and piles of jewels and great gemstones for the son of Kunti. Never before did I see or even hear of such immense wealth as was brought to the sacrifice of the intelligent sons of Pandu. Rahan, after seeing that treasure past imagining which belongs to my enemy, I have no peace of mind. Hundreds of Brahmanas, supported by the wealth with which Yudhishthira gave them, and now owning great wealth of kind, waited with tribute of 30 crores of gold coins. But the Dwarapalakas at his palace gates did not allow them to enter, bringing with them the finest ghee and handsome kamanadalus made of gold, yet they could not gain admission into the palace. The ocean himself brought, in vessels of white copper, the nectar that is created within his waters, which is far superior to what flowers and plants produce for Sakra. And at the end of the sacrifice, Vasudeva bathed Prita's son with sea water, fetched in 1,000 bejeweled shards of gold, which he poured over Yudhishthira from his own rarest conch shell. Ah, seeing all this, I became feverish with envy. Those golden urns had gone to the eastern and the southern oceans upon the shoulders of men, and to the western ocean, O bull among men, O father. Though none but birds only can go to the northern realms, Arjuna went there and brought back untold wealth which he extracted as tribute. Let me tell you about another wonderful thing which happened. Listen to me. It was arranged that when 100,000 Brahmanas were fed each day, conches will be blown in unison. Oh, Bharata, I heard conches sounding there almost ceaselessly, and my hair stood on end to listen to their bass. Maharajan, how can I describe how magnificent was that palatial compound, filled with countless kings, come to witness the yagna, except to say that it was like a cloudless sky with stars? Each of the kings came to the sacrifice, bringing untold and variegated wealth as tribute for the wise son of Pandu. The kings who came, besides, became Laivasias, distributing food to the Brahmanas who were fed. The prosperity I saw of Yudhishthira was such that neither Indra himself, nor Yama or Varuna, nor Kubera, lord of the Guyakas, owns. Oh, my father, my heart burns after seeing the awesome treasures of the son of Pandu, and I have no peace. When Duryodhana has spoken thus, Sakuni says, O you who have truth as your strength, listen to how you can have for yourself the unmatched prosperity which you saw with the son of Pandu, O Bharata. I am master of dice, the best player in the world. I know beforehand the success or failure of every throw of the dice, and when to wager and when to refrain. I have a special occult knowledge of the game. The son of Kunti is also fond of playing dice, but he has a small skill at the game. If you summon him either to battle or to a game, he will certainly accept. If he and I play dice, I will beat him again and again, with sleight of hand, with subtle deception in my fingers. I swear that I will win all his wealth and kingdom for you, Duryodhana, and you will enjoy everything the Pandava has. When Sakuni says this, without a moment's lapse, Duryodhana says to Dharatirashtra, Sakuni, master of dice, is ready to win all the fortune of the Pandavas at the game. You must give him leave to do this for me. Dharatirashtra replies, I always follow the advice of Kshata, Vidura, my minister of deep wisdom. Let me consult with him, and I will tell you what I decide about this matter. He has great foresight, and he will keep Dharma squarely before him and tell us what is best for both parties and what should be done. Duryodhana says, if you consult Shata, he will persuade you to desist, and if you do not allow this, O king, I will surely kill myself. When I am dead, Rahan, you can be happy with your Vidura. You will enjoy the whole world. What need will you have of me? The Dharatirashtra hears this dire threat from his son, and, indeed, being in his own heart quite prepared to do what Duryodhana asks, called a servitor and commanded him, let artisans be engaged immediately to build a capacious and beautiful palace of 1,000 columns and 100 doors. Fetch the finest masons, carpenters, and joiners, and encrust the edified walls with precious stones all over. Let it be grand and handsome. Make it easy of access. When it is completed, come and inform me. After King Dharatirashtra resolves to please his Duryodhana, he sends messengers to Vidura to summon him. For it is true that the king never takes a decision without first consulting Vidura. However, in this matter, although he well knows the evils of gambling, Dharatirashtra is drawn irresistibly to the plots. However, as soon as the wise Vidura hears of it, he knows that the Kali Yuga is at hand. Seeing the gates to perdition about to open, Vidura rushes to Dharatirashtra. Bowing at his elder brother's feet, Vidura says, Great king, I cannot endorse this resolve of yours. It becomes you to act in a manner by which no dispute arises between your children caused by this gambling. Dharatirashtra replies, O Shata, if the gods are kind to us, no dispute will ever arise between our children. So, auspicious or not, good or otherwise, let the friendly dice game be played. For beyond doubt, this is what fate has ordained for us. Besides, when I am present, Androna, Bhishma and you as well, no evil which even fate has decreed is likely to occur. So, take a chariot yoked to horses swift as the one, so that you will reach Kandavaprastha even today, and bring Yudhishthira back with you. Vidura, this is my final decision. Say nothing to me, for I believe that supreme fate brings this upon us. Listening to the Dharatirashtra, Vidura feels certain that his race is doomed. In great sorrow, he goes to Bhishma of profound wisdom. Okay. It is kind of hard to properly say anything first and foremost, because it feels like the knowledge that might be contained inside of here is incredibly tainted, let's say like this. When the Kauravas talk about anything, there is an incredibly big amount of manipulation of words going always into play. The best example was literally this one. You literally saw here, in this particular canto, how instead of letting the Dharatirashtra take a proper decision, who was it? Drona? No. Who the fuck was it? Give us a second. Duryodhana, okay. Duryodhana decided to treat his own father with an act of literally taking his own life, instead of allowing him to properly think and to properly measure which kind of action was going to be the most beneficial one to take, let's say. So, in that sense, although that is a thing to consider, I still try to believe that what was said almost at the start might have some potential to be properly utilized on anything. I think it needs to be analyzed, because it might sound profound, but in reality it might not be, let's say like this way. Let me see. Okay, no, wait, yes, before properly continuing. there is also something that I was thinking about, and that is, I think in a sense, what is said here. I don't really want to read this whole paragraph because it is all of the different reasons as to why somebody like Duryodhana is angry because of what others have can be properly explained on this, let's say, because all of that is contained also in the knowledge that all of the things that Duryodhana has are not really of his possession, but rather something that were gifts given to him by his family, by other people, and by his superiors overall. Therefore, in a particularly psychological way, we could try to attribute that one of the most comprehensible reasons as to why somebody like the king or what Prince Duryodhana will be angry is more than anything else, rather because this poor guy, quote unquote poor guy, literally had nothing of his own. All of the different quote unquote achievements that he had were given to him in a plate, and all of the different things that he enjoys are things gained by his family, not by him in any particular way whatsoever. I mean, in a certain, so far I don't really remember if the Kauravas, I'm guessing that it was the name of this race, the Kauravas really got to earn anything by themselves, aside from the most basic stuff that was of this, okay, let's say like this actual generation of the Kauravas was capable of obtaining anything by themselves compared to the older ones who really were incredibly important creators of fame, of wealth, and strength, and all of those things. This particular one doesn't really seem to be that much influential in any way. Therefore, I might try to attribute that first as a possible reason. In a sense, somebody who has literally anything might as well try to create chaos, in the sense of, why would you be capable of sitting still when you are, as a human, almost in your own nature, directed towards knowledge and towards something that might as well be more interesting? That is why, in a deeper sense, it can be also explained why the different motivations of Duryodhana about doing such an evil act exist, when in reality he might as well not see it as something completely evil, nor he might as well realize that, for example, it makes, I mean, the most obvious thing is, it makes literally no sense whatsoever to try and call your own family enemies, and even more when they always are willing to treat you like brothers. I mean, not that they are willing, they literally do so, and they always show, the Pandavas always show to the Kauravas who incredibly well accepted and well received they are. The only, I don't remember if it was Duryodhana or the Dharatirashtra, which one of them was it, that was in the mansion and made a completely ridicule of themselves over there. But even in that occasion, I mean, I also tried to explain it when it happened, that literally the action of laughing at something can also be taken as, this is completely fine what happened, my man. You literally have no reason to worry whatsoever. You fell into water. You're fine. Then we might as well laugh, because it literally means that nothing really bad ever transpired here. You just only, because of a casual slip, fell into waters. But aside from that, nothing really important nor anything like that, So basically that. I will not that I will guess, you can see it here. I mean, but aside from that particular analysis, the other thing that I was seeing and that I was thinking about was, let me see. Fortunately enough, they were truly close, because if not, I would have needed to go and search for them, and I was not going to find them so easily. He is indeed a man who cannot bear the fortune and pride of his enemy, and lives only after vanquishing his enemy and liberating his own subjects from the tyranny of his enemy. Contentment and pride, O Bharata, destroy prosperity, and also those other two, compassion and fear. He that acts under the influence of these never achieves anything great. I, I think, yeah. There is, I don't know if I am stupid enough to not really see it so clearly, but I know that there should be some kind of contradiction even here. It's self-contained. I mean, probably the contradiction, I will try to argue, lies between he is indeed a man who cannot bear the fortune and pride of his enemy, and lives only after vanquishing his enemy and liberating his own subjects from the tyranny of his enemy. This paragraph should be completely isolated from the second one, that talks about contentment and pride, O Bharata, destroy prosperity, and also those other two, compassion and fear. He that acts under the influence of these never achieves anything great. As in, yeah. Okay. I think I can try to say it like this. Maybe the way in which, or the way that is being talked about, sorry for this. Let me restart because I am really struggling with this idea. Maybe the way that is being talked about here is more related to the whole idea of being someone aggressive and not staying still in the face of others triumphing on their lives, let's say. But in reality, I mean, this is a very resentful way to live life and a very spiteful one, obviously, too. You don't really get to be somebody happy because at the end of the day, for example, okay, I think there might be some cleverness between the usage of contentment and pride, as well as also compassion and fear, because they don't really seem to be that matching one with each other, in the sense of how can you be content with something while at the same time being pride in what you have? Let's say because you are content when you can see that what you have is really something that is not sometimes as good as it can be, but enough for you. And on the other hand, when you have pride for something, it means that you rather are making what you have look more than what it really is. The same with compassion and fear. You can have compassion for something that is below you, and you have fear for something that is above you. You can't really have compassion for something that you comprehend is incredibly capable of killing you or destroying you. Neither you can have fear for something that is insignificant to your whole existence. Okay, but, what is the other part that I am missing here, my man? And also, those other two, he that acts under the influence of this never achieves anything great. Maybe the way that is being talked about here, going back into it, is a completely greedy one. Therefore, the prospects that are being revealed here completely agree with a policy slash philosophy of literally not allowing anyone to be superior to you. Okay, I think if it were to be seen from that side, it will also make some more sense, because you're also taking it from the side of you might as well have been hurt earlier in your life in a manner in which you believe that literally nobody has the right to be superior to you. Not because they can't be superior, but rather because they shouldn't be superior, let's say. Or not let's say, it literally is what is being said here, no? And the other prospect itself is also that when something of this sort happens, the solution that this type of people tends to arrive is nobody should be greater than me, therefore I should destroy everybody who's minimally closer to being as good as me. Therefore I might also do my best to get rid of every single one that has the possibility of showing greater advancements in their life than me. Trying to compile that also with the already known history of Duryodhana, for example, because we can take into account all of the things that I said and apply it to his history, because now it is that we are observing how Duryodhana wants to literally take away everything that the Pandavas have. No, but I mean, okay. It isn't even talk about here, but maybe what can be also extracted is those who think that their way is correct might be more profound on their knowledge about the wrong things than anybody else, and also, sadly, are incredibly affected by the worst type of willing blindness, let's say. One which affects the mind to the degree to which it ends up believing that all of these things play a crucial role on their lives, let's say. But yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know. Once again, I might have not been that much ready to discover knowledge like this one. So yeah, we might as well simply continue, because that is enough. My man, that is enough analysis. I spent like the past 2 seconds here. Let me do something else. My man, thank you. And also let me drink water. Water. So yeah, we are now at, what is it? Canto 49? Yeah. So yeah, I think I don't have that much more to add, no? Yeah, I mean, nothing else to add. So, might as well simply continue, Canto 49. Diuta parva continua. Hanamaihaya says, O best among all those who know the Veda, I how was... what the fuck are there misspellings? How was that game of dice play? It was always frauds. That no, 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 wait, give me a second. Give me a fucking second. Shut the fuck up, my man. Thank you. Goodbye. I made it. I finally made it. So yeah, how was that game of dice played? It was always fraught with such evil and brought heartache to the cousins, and because of it my grandsires, the sons of Pandu, were plunged into grief. Tell me which kshatriyas were present in that sabha, and which of them approved of the gambling, and which would have forbidden it. Anagha, sinless, best among the twice born, I want to hear you narrate all this in detail, that which indeed brought about the ruin of the very world. So he says, thus addressed by the king, the disciple of Vyasa, blessed with great Tejas and a master of the entire Veda, related everything that had happened. What? Which story are we hearing right now? So, what? Anyways, sorry for that. Vaisampayana said, O Bharata Maharajan, if you wish to hear it all, listen while I tell it to you in detail. Obviously, also, I think it is kind of implied here, but sadly, we're going to have once again a fucking list of names, so get ready for that. Having confirmed the opinion of Vidura, Ambika's son, the Haratirashtra calls Duryodhana to him again, in private. Son of Gandhari, I say to you, do not have anything to do with this game of dice. Vidura does not speak well of it. He is wise beyond all common measure, and he will never counsel me against my best interest. I do think that what Vidura says is true and best for me. Do as I say, my son, for I am convinced that it is in your best interest also. Vidura knows Dharma, all its mysteries, even as the illustrious, learned and wise Brihaspati, the Devarishi whose Indra's preceptor, unfolded Dharma to the king of the Devas. My son, I never fail to take Vidura's advice. Suryodhana, even as the wise Uddhava is revered among the Vrishnis, so is Vidura among the Gurus. As the most intelligent of us, so, my son, have nothing to do with dice, for it is plain that gambling sows dissension, and discord is the ruin of the kingdom. Duryodhana, abandon this very thought of playing dice. My child, you have received everything from us, which a father and mother should give their son. You have rank and you have possessions. You are learned and astute in every branch of jnana. You have been raised with love in your father's house. You are the eldest among all your brothers. You live in your own kingdom. Why are you unhappy? Mahabaho, you eat such food and wear such clothes that common men cannot even dream of. Why still do you grieve, my son? O mighty Arun, yours is a great ancestral kingdom, brimming with people and with wealth, and you shine forth as gloriously as the king of the Devas in Swarga. You have wisdom. Tell me what lies at the root of this despondency of yours, the terrible melancholy. Duryodhana replies, I am a wretch and a sinner, O king, for I can neither eat nor clothe myself regally. Having seen the prosperity of my enemy, indeed, it has been said that a man who is not filled with envy at seeing the good fortune of his enemy is truly a wretch. Exalted, the wealth and power which I have mean nothing to me, for I have seen the resplendent glory of Kunti's son, and I am full of pain. Why? I say to you that I must be strong, indeed, that I continue to live when all the world is under the sway of Yudhishthira, the Nipas, the Chitrakas, the Kukuras, the Gasarakas, the Garaskaras, and the Lohahangas, all live like bondsmen in the Pandavas' palace. Himavat, the ocean, the rich realms upon the shores of the sea, the countless other lands which yield precious jewels and gems, have all admitted that Yudhishthira's palace is superior to them in the treasures it houses. Rahan, welcoming with honor me as the eldest among my brothers, Yudhishthira gave me charge of receiving the jewels which came as tribute. Bharata, nowhere have such treasures without limit been seen. My hands grew tired receiving that incalculable wealth, and when I was tired they who brought those treasures from distant lands would wait until I could resume my task. Fetching jewels from the Bindusaras, the Ashura architect Maya created a lake-like surface of crystal for the sons of Pandu. Looking at the artificial lotuses which adorn it, I mistook it, O king, for water. I drew up my clothes to cross it and sing this Brigodara lot on me, surely, thinking that I have no jewels myself and that I had been deranged by the sight of the affluence of my enemy. If I could, my father, I would immediately kill Bhima for that laughter. But if we try to kill Bhima now, I have no doubt that we will meet the same fate as Sisupala did. Yet that insult escapes me. Then again, O king, I saw a similar-looking water body, and now I felt certain that this was crystal again, solid ground. I stepped forward and fell into water. Bhima and Arjuna laughed mockingly, as did Draupadi and the other women of their palace. Ah, how that sears my heart! My clothes were drenched, and at Yudhishthira's command his servants brought me fresh clothes. Even that humiliated me. Rahan, listen to yet another blunder of mine. I tried to pass through what I was certain was an open door, but there was no passage beyond, and I struck my head painfully against strange stone and injured myself. Nakula and Sahadeva saw me from a distance and, full of apparent solicitude, came to lend me arms of support. Smiling, Sahadeva said again and again to me, Rahan, this is the door. Come this way. Bhimasena laughed aloud and said, Dharatarashtraputra, the door is here. Also, my lord, I had not even heard the names of many of the gemstones which I saw sparkling in that sabha. Ah, these are the reasons for the anguish which rends my heart. I think, okay, I may have made some errors when I said or believed that there had almost been no real content to analyze, because here so far we have at the very least three things. The first one is the whole explanation about how Duryodhana himself saw these events happening and how he felt about them. Once again, showing that the people he thought were truly making fun of him were truly that bad on one hand. On the other, also the possibility of observing how was his experience of the Sarpayuga Yagna, something that I never considered. In this case, that was something truly quote-unquote revelatory in particular, because I never really paid attention to it, I think. I mean, maybe it was simply mentioned like that, therefore you have almost no possibility of thinking about how all of that happened, but this whole paragraph almost gives a whole different viewpoint on how the Sarpayuga Yagna was not even close to being enjoyed by Duryodhana, you know? I might as well think that this one is true, for the sake of trying to believe what he says, no? But my hands grew tired, receiving that incalculable wound, and when I was tired, they who brought those treasures from distant lands would wait until I could resume my task. That sounds kind of a fucking torture, you know? I would never even think about engaging in such type of action. Yet, Duryodhana was literally forced to fulfill this role. So, it might as well have been a very negative experience, let's say. As I mean, will wait until I could resume my task literally gave him enough time to simply recover from that, not that much more. So yeah, I wouldn't say that it was in any way sorry, it was in any way something enjoyable on one hand, but yeah, I mean, very interesting so far. On the other one, let me see, there was this other concept that has not that much to deal with Duryodhana himself, sorry, but with what I told before about this. My child, you have received everything from us, which a father and mother should give their son. You have rank and you have possessions. You are learned and astute in every branch of Jnana. You have been raised with love in your father's house. You are the eldest among all your brothers. You live in your own kingdom. Why are you unhappy? I think the best response is literally because this human himself has everything. He cannot find in the rest of his life anything to really enjoy. Because, in a sense, sadly, a reason to find happiness is because you have things to look forward. Let's say like that. Obviously, this is an incredibly big statement. Even more for a fucking book like the Mahabharata itself, that might as well not contain that much truly deep visions. There are some, yeah, but not here. But simply for the argument of you need to have things to look forward, and when your own family decides to give you every single thing that you wish for, the moment in which you need them, you might as well not have the possibility of growing, let's say. Because, I mean, the last example was, in this case also, the construction of a new, completely renovated palace for the sake of, although they didn't want him to do it, allowing Duryodhana to fulfill his wish of getting the Dhritarashtra, Yudhishthira to play a game of dice, as we're going to see later. And not only that, I mean, also, he has everything, physically speaking, he knows everything, mentally speaking, and he has also, quote unquote, anti-spiritual knowledge that he could, as in, you have a rank, you have possessions, you're learned and astute in every branch of Jnana. Not only that, also, I mean, you have been raised with loving your father's house. He was, quote unquote, given more than what was healthy amounts of love on his own house, and you're the eldest among all of your brothers. Maybe the whole pressure itself of being so mad is so important and having so many things that should as well point towards how much of an important human being Duryodhana should be, ended up, in another sense, making him be like that, because sadly, it doesn't happen that, because we are told that we have all of these different gifts when we are alive, or whatever it is that we have the possibility of enjoying them. Not even close to that. We sadly have to realize and have to try for ourselves and find it in ourselves that sadly nothing of that sort happens. And even less, in particular sense, that tries to portray the Mahabharata. Those who are given everything are going to be happy like that. There is a certain difference between being given everything without you really having the possibility of working towards your desires, and you earning what you were working for, and now having all of the different fluids of your own effort, as it happened on the other hand with the Pandavas, those who are the most fulfilled humans so far, in this case Kshatriyas. And I mean, one of the interesting things was, let me see it, because I mean, no, literally this, I'm average and a sinner. The rest I don't fucking care. But I'm average and a sinner. How will you assume that you're a sinner and that you're completely broken as a human being, without having to first discard all of what makes you who you are, let's say? Because, in a sense, there are some things that, have to deal with an incredibly big ego, as it was shown, in the sense of, sadly, the actions that Duryodhana take come from a truly damaging place of believing that others not even should, truly do not deserve what they have, and that only him should have more. Very interesting, I think, also, for example, not only that, but maybe it can also be seen from the side of, maybe because he was raised in a way in which he had everything, he now thinks that he has the possibility of belittling others, because he, at the end of the day, is the only one who really deserves to have different rewards and different achievements from life itself, sadly. And he really doesn't get the chance to be happy, nor to think that others could earn anything on their lives, as he always had that shown concept or imposed concept of literally he was almost incapable of getting anything by himself. But the rest always gets what they want. And now he wants a little bit of touch. And in this case, it means to remove something from those who have everything. Or to remove that thing that those who have everything have, let's say. I don't know. I think it is very interesting to analyze it. In some cases, I think sadly it happens that my problem isn't really not seeing the different, no, kind of the opposite. Believing that there are no things to really analyze, when the opposite is I really don't put that much effort behind analyzing whatever it is that is said. But I don't know, I mean, still in shoulder. So let me drink some water and after that we continue. Okay, so, war Canto 50. Dyuta Parva continua. Duryodhana says, Listen, O Bharata, to everything about the most priceless treasures that I saw, brought to the Pandavas by the kings of the world. Oh, seeing that wealth of the enemy I lost my reason, and hardly knew myself. Let me describe for you those treasures, both man-made and produce of the earth. The Cambodia king gave countless skins of the rarest quality, shawls made of wool, of the soft fur of rodents and other burrowers, of silky hair of cats, all inlaid with golden threads. He gave 300 titiri and kalmasha horses, with snouts like parrots, 300 camels he gave, and as many shiases, all fattened with the olives and the pilusha, numberless brahmanas, rearing cattle and performing lowly tasks for the illustrious Yudhishthira Dharmaraja, waited at the gates with 300 millions worth of tribute, but they were denied admission into the palace. Hundreds and hundreds of brahmanas, wealthy, kind, and living on lands which Yudhishthira had given them, came there with their beautiful golden kamandarus full of grika. Although they brought such tributes, they were refused admission into the palace. The Sudra kings, who live along the sea coast, brought lakhs of serving girls of the Karapasika country, all beautiful, slender-waisted, with luxuriant tresses, decked in golden ornaments. They also brought many skins of the Rankudira, worthy even for Brahmanas, as tribute to King Yudhishthira. The Vairama, Parada, Abhira and Kitava tribes, who live on crops that depend on rain, waters from rivers, as well as those born beside the sea, in woodlands, or countries beyond the ocean, all waited at the gate, bringing goats, kine, asses, camels, and vegetables, honey, blankets, jewels, and gemstones of diverse kinds, but were refused entry. That mighty Kshatriya king, Bhagadatta, the valiant sovereign of Pragyotisha, the powerful monarch of the Mlelechtas, at the head of a vast horde of Yavanas, waited at the gate, unable to enter, though bringing considerable tribute of horses of the best breed, swift as the wind. Bhagadatta was forced to leave the gates after making over a number of swords with handles of the purest ivory and richly inlaid and adorned with diamonds and every kind of jewel. Many strange tribesmen came from diverse realms. Some had 2 eyes, some 3, and some with 1 eye on their foreheads. Those called the Aushmikas came, Nishadas and Romakas, and some cannibals with just 1 leg. I say to you, my father, they all stood at the gates and were refused entry. Their extraordinary rulers brought tribute of 10,000 body-colored asses with black necks, huge bodies, great speed, all very docile, these animals being famed the world over. All of them, indeed, were large, and their coloring attractive, and they were all bred on the coast of Banku. So many kings gave Yudhishthira much gold and silver, and giving thus they gained entry into the palace of the Pandava. The one-legged tribesmen brought innumerable wild horses for him, some red as cochineal, some white, some rainbow-hued, some like evening clouds, and some of many colors. Besides all these had the swiftness of the mind. The kings also brought the purest gold for the son of Pandu, vast quantities of it. I also saw countless Chins and Sakas and Undras and many barbarian tribesmen who live in forests, and many Vrishnis and Harahunas and the dark tribes of the Himavat, and many Nipas and folk who live on the sea coast, all waiting at the gates for leave to enter. And the people of Balhika gave Yudhishthira 10,000 asses as tribute, all of goodly size and black necks, which could run 100 yohanas in a day. These beasts were of myriad shapes, well trained and famed the world over. Superbly built they were, their colors resonant and their skin velvet to the touch. The Balhikas also gifted many woolen blankets woven in chin, and skins of the ranco deer past counting, and clothes made from shoots, and others made from the threads spun by insects. They also gave thousands of other garments, non-cotton, but all the color of the lotus, and also smooth. They gave soft sheepskins by the thousands, many sharp and great swords and scimitars, hatchets and fine-edged battle-axes, fashioned in the western countries they gave. Having sent in rare perfumes, diverse glittering jewels and gems in thousands as tribute, they waited at the gates, being refused admission into the palace. The Sakas and Tusharas and Kankas and Romasas, and men with horns on their heads, brought very many great elephants as tribute, and 10,000 horses, and hundreds of millions of gold coins, and waited at the gates, being refused permission to enter. The kings of the eastern countries brought uncountable costly carpets, and fine bedsteads, and armor of many colors adorned with jewels, gold and ivory, and weapons of different kinds, and chariots of different shapes, elegant and chased with gold, drawn by superbly trained horses of handsome make, and adorned with gold, drawn by well-trained horses, tiger skins upon their backs, and rich and varied clothes to caparison elephants, and again a myriad manner of jewels and gems, arrows long and short, and many other weapons. And they received permission to enter the sacrificial palace of the illustrious Pandava. I don't understand shit about this paragraph, or about this canto in particular. The point is, this guy is angry because not everybody got inside, I guess. As in a sense, what I see, or what it resonates the most with, is the whole story of the Buddha. He who saw so much pain out of nowhere is now faced with the reality that most of the people really don't even live as good as him, let's say. And sadly, in this case, it happens that, sadly, this guy saw how many incredibly important kings and different important figures, whatever it is that they are, kings or not, were rejected by, as I say here, these different, the Pandavas. And sadly, maybe he thought that it wasn't just that all of this happened. It isn't directly said, so I hope it is said later on. But maybe he's hurting because he expected the Pandavas to literally let everyone. And I mean, in a sense, you can understand why it will make anybody angry, because it is part of the Sarpayuga Yagna to get as many sacrifices as possible, and to not allow people to give their different sacrifices and boons and gifts for the sake of this ritual being properly performed is the same as literally not performing this ritual at all. I guess. Taking into account that, yeah, it is so incredibly predicated and talk about the importance of this. This no, the most complex ritual being properly performed. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Duryodhana is that big of a good guy to say that, wow, he got affected by people suffering or something like that sort. As I tried to say before, trying to tie this to the concept of the whole Buddha, but maybe in some way it is somehow related. I guess I don't truly believe it like that. I don't truly believe it like that. But anyways, let us simply continue. Or was it something that I skipped? No, I mean, well, obviously also. Well, yes. Sorry, I missed something. One of the few concepts that I think has to deal with this guy going crazy is seeing so many incredibly varied richness coming from other places, and having also to confront the reality that he wasn't the one who had all of the different gifts that he thought he had before. Because in a sense, part of being so conceited and so incredibly close to the rest of the reality is the realization that you aren't that good and you don't have that many good things as you thought you had. There is sadly always going to be someone who is better than you at something, always. And in this particular case, he wasn't simply confronted with that, he rather had to take buckets and buckets of this reality being dropped on him from almost every single place. From people talking about him, from other kings showing how much of incredibly different good attributes they had compared to him, from tribes that were literally unknown to him, people that came from so incredibly diverse places of the world, showing also their greatness in front of somebody who thought, although I am doing quote unquote bad because I have no will of my own, and I have no capacity of really saying, okay, I want to do this with my life, because my family is always forcing me to go through these different experiences. Although he was like that, he still has to deal with the consequence of now also adding the whole, no, not even close. Everybody's superior to you. You want it or not, or ready to accept it or not. So yeah, kind of crazy, I guess. Quote unquote, kind of mind shattering, let's say, if it were to be also taken from that place. But I don't know. Might as well, as I said before, simply continue after I drink water. So yeah, sorry for that. Now, let us do my proper show. Canto 51. Duta Parva continua. Duryodhana says, Anakha, listen to me describe the vast mass of wealth that many kinds of tribute given to Yudhishthira by the kings of the earth. They who live beside the river Sailoda, which flows between the mountains Meru and Mandara, who enjoy the delightful shade of the groves of the Kichaka bamboo. They who are called the Kahashas, Egasanas, Arjas, Pradaras, Dirjavenos, Paradas, Kulindas, Tanganas, and the other Tanganas brought as tribute mounds of gold sealed in great ranas, which are raised from under the earth by ants and are hence named after those creatures. The mountain tribes of great strength brought tribute of countless soft chamara wisps, some black, others white as moonrays. Sweet honey they brought, distilled from flowers which grow upon the Himavats, swell up from the Mishali Champaka. They brought masses of garlands of flowers from the lands of the northern Kurus, and diverse plants from the north, even from Kailasa, and waited with their heads bent at the gates of Dharmaraja Yudhishthira, and were refused permission to enter. I also saw there numberless Kirata chieftains, armed with cruel weapons and always engaged in savage deeds, who eat fruit and roots, and wear skins, and live on the northern slopes of the Himavat, and upon the Udaya mountain, from behind which the sun rises, and also in the rim of Kurusha, on the sea coast, and on both sides of the Lohitya mountains. My king, they wrote as tribute laws upon laws of sandalwood, aloe, also black aloe, and heap upon heap of valuable skins and perfumes, and 10,000 serving girls of their race, and many exotic animals and birds of remote countries, and so much gold of shining splendor, and the Kiratas waited at the gate, being refused permission to enter. The Kairatas, the Daradas, the Darvas, the Suras, the Vayamakas, the Audumbaras, the Darbikhavas, the Kumaras, the Baradas, along with the Balikas, the Kashmiras, the Gorakas, the Hansakayanas, the Sivis, the Trigartas, the Yaudheyas, the ruler of the Madhyas, and the Gaikeyas, the Ambashtas, the Kaukaras, the Tarakshayas, the Vastrapas, along with the Palhavas, the Vashatalas, the Maulayas, along with the Kshudrakas, and the Malavas, the Paundrias, the Saundikas, the Kukuras, the Salas, the Angas, the Vangas, the Pundras, the Sanavatias, and the Gayas, all good men, well-born, divided into their respective clans, all proficient at arms, brought tribute to Yudhishthira, all of it countable in lakhs. The Vangas, the Kalingas, the Magadhas, the Tamraliptas, the Supundrakas, the Dawalikas, the Sagarakas, the Patrornas, the Sairavas, and innumerable Karnapravaranas who presented themselves at the gate, were told by the gatekeepers at the command of the king that if they brought proper tribute and waited at the gates, they could possibly gain entrance. Then the kings of those nations each gave 1,000 elephants with tusks like the shafts of plough, adorned with golden girdles, covered with fine cloths, and so resembling the lotus in complexion, while they were all dark as rocks and always as in must, captured from around the Kamyaka lake, and covered in armor too. Of the highest breed were these, and exceptionally patient. When they had made these gifts, those kings were allowed to enter. Rahan, these and many other, hailing from diverse lands, and numberless other illustrious sovereigns, brought jewels and gems to the sacrifice. Chitrarata, king of Gandharvas, friend of Indra, gave 400 horses blessed with the speed of the wind. The Gandharva Tumburu joyfully gave 100 horses, the color of the mango leaf and decked in gold. O Kurushottama, the celebrated king of the Melelechta tribe, the Sukuras, gave hundreds of the finest elephants. Bharata, king of Matsya, gave 2,000 elephants decked in gold, while King Vasudana of the Pansu kingdom gifted the son of Pandu with 26 elephants and 2,000 horses, all decked in gold and endowed with speed and strength and in the full vigor of youth, as well as many other kinds of wealth. Drupada Yagnasena gave the Pandavas 14,000 serving girls and 10,000 serving men, with their wives for the sacrifice, hundreds of magnificent elephants, 26 chariots with elephants' yoke, and also his entire kingdom. To enhance the dignity of Arjuna, Vasudeva of the Vrishnis gave 14,000 fine elephants. Surely, Krishna is the soul of Arjuna, as Arjuna is the soul of Krishna, and whatever Arjuna asks, Krishna is certain to do. Why? Krishna will forsake Swarga for Arjuna, just as Arjuna will gladly give his life for Krishna. The Chola and Pandya kings, thought I brought numberless golden shards, filled with fragrant sandalwood shoes from the hills of Malaya, and heaps of sandal and aloe wood from the Dardura hills, and many gemstones of great brilliance and fine clothes chased with gold, did not gain entry into the palace. The Sinhala king brought those best of seaborn jewels, the lapis lazuli, and heaps of pearls also, and hundreds of coverlets for elephants, and uncountable dark-skinned men, the tails of whose eyes were red as copper, wearing bejeweled clothes, and waiting at the gates with these gifts. Countless Brahmanas and Kshatriyas who had been vanquished, and Vaisyas and serving Sudras brought tribute to the son of Pandu out of love for Yudhishthira. Even the Mlelechstras, all of them came to Yudhishthira out of love and respect. All orders of men, good, indifferent, and base, belonging to numberless races, coming from diverse lands, made Yudhishthira's city the focus of the world. Seeing the kings of the world bring such fabulous and invaluable gifts to my enemies, I wish for death from anguish. O king, I will now tell you about the servants of the Pandavas, for whom Yudhishthira provides food, cooked and uncooked. There are 100,000 crores of mounted elephants and cavalry, and 100 million chariots and foot soldiers past counting. In one place, raw provisions were being measured out, at another they were being cooked, at another the food was being distributed. Everywhere one heard the sounds of festivity. Among men of all the Varnas, I did not see a single one in the palace of Yudhishthira who had not food and drink and rich ornaments. 88,000 Nataka Brahmanas, Rihastas all, Yudhishthira supports, with 30 serving girls given to each, and gratified by the king. These always pray with tranquil hearts for the destruction of his enemies. 10,000 other ascetics, brahmacharians, their vital seed indrawn, eat daily from golden plates in Yudhishthira's palace. Rahan, without eating herself, every day Draupadi and Yanaseni first cease to eat that everyone else. Why, even the deformed and dwarfs has eaten. Oh, Bharata, only two peoples do not pay tribute to the son of Kunti, the Panchalas, because of their being related through marriage, and the Vrishnis in consequence of their friendship. My man, I guess, yeah, kind of hard to say really anything. Too much fucking envy, that is what I can probably conclude with this canto so far. But yeah, very, 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 very full of envy, this guy. Yeah, basically that's. You might as well let me continue, or okay, I want to do something. Let me do this because I want to check something really, really quick, as they will say. Do you have the possibility of taking a break? Because I am dying over here, you know? I am kind of, my eyes got quote unquote tired after so long. I guess it wasn't simply so long, but rather the loosening of my practice over reading and all of that, I guess. So yeah. Yeah. If there is no problem, we're going to do this because I might as well need it. We're going to take 4 minutes of break. Not even 5. 4 minutes of break, you know? Or beautifully placed minutes of break. Let me do this. Raider, haha, no. Marker. There it is, reading 1. And now, yeah, let us start the break. 1 second. 4 minutes, more correct to say. So yeah, 4 minutes, and after that we shall continue. Give me 4 minutes to restore my vision because it got fucking blurry. So yeah, let us do that. Thanks for your understanding and your patience. Yeah, 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 perdonen. Oh, what's. I don't talk Spanish. Sorry. What? Yeah, so, transition. Here we are. We didn't left that far behind, I think. So, we were on Canto 52, yeah? Aha, I didn't transition. Thank you. Let me do that. let me transition. Okay, there it is. Sorry for the tiny error. Here we are. Yes. We left at Canto 52, as I said. Basically, yeah, a kind of Ryohana simply listing all of the reason as to why he was envious. I thought there was going to be something more deep, but when he really said, you know what, I wanted to lie because of enviousness, I guess, yeah, there isn't that much to really add to that whole statement, my man. Kind of sad to see it like that, but well, I mean, in a sense, maybe it is the fate that he did his chose for himself, I don't know. So yeah, continuing. Canto 52. Yuta Parva, continue. Duryodhana says, every king on earth who is respected the world over, devoted to holy fucking shit, wait. I forgot. Give me a second because I forgot to literally the only thing that I had to mark. Sorry for that. Thank you. Now, continue. Every king on earth who is respected the world over, devoted to Dharma, sworn to unflinching bharatas, deeply learned and eloquent, who knows the Vedas and their angas as well as all about yagnas, who is pious and modest, who is dharmatma, who owns great fame and who has been appointed with the majestic rites of coronation, waits upon and worship Yudhishthira, Rahan. I saw thousands of wild cows, and as many white copper vessels into which they milked to milk them, brought there by those kings of the world as sacrificial gifts for Yudhishthira to give to the Brahmanas. For Yudhishthira's ceremonial baths, at the conclusion of the sacrifice, 100 kings rushed to purify themselves and fetch the finest urns full of holy water. King Balika brought a chariot made of pure gold, while King Sudakshina, with his hands yoked 4 white Kamboja horses to it. At the mighty Sunita fitted the lower shaft, and the king of Chedi, also with his own hands, fixed the flagstaff. The Dravida king stood with the Pandavas Kavacha. The sovereign of Magadha held the garlands of flowers and the helmets. The great Kshatriya Vasudana stood by with a 60-year-old elephant. The Mastya had the side fittings of the chariots, all sheathed in gold. King Ekavlapya of the Nishadas held the sandals for his feet. The king of Avanti fetched different kinds of water for the final ablution. King Chekitana held Yudhishthira's quiver. The king of Kasi held his bow. Salya had his sword, whose hilt and straps were adorned with gold. Then Damya and Vyasa of Veretapasya, with Narada and Asita's son, Devala performed the ceremony of sprinkling sacred water over the king. Joyfully sat the greatest rishis where the sprinkling ceremony was performed. Other illustrious munis, knowers of the Veda, Shamadagni's son among them, approached Yudhishthira, the munificent giver of sacrificial gifts, chanting mantras all the while, even as the Saptarishis approached Indra in Devaloka. Satyaki of untold prowess held the royal white parasol over the king's head. Dhananjaya and Bhima fanned him, while the twins held silken chamaras in their hands. In the same, Piyusha himself brought Varuna's great conch, which the heavenly artificer Vishwakarma created with 1,000 nishkas of gold, and which Prajapati gave to Indra in a previous kalpa. It was with that conch that Krishna baited Yudhishthira when the yagna was concluded, and seeing that, I swooned. Men travel to the eastern, the western, and also to the southern seas, but further, only birds can ever go to the northern one. But the Pandavas have extended their dominion even there, for I hear the hundreds of conches which had been brought from those waters, being sounded at that sacrifice, celebrant and auspicious. While those exceptional conches blew altogether, my hair stood on end, and the wicker king's stare fell down from the reverberation. Seeing me turn pale and the other kings faint, Dhristadyumna, Satyaki, the Pandavas and Krishna, those eight, almighty and handsome, laughed aloud. Then, O Bharata, Arjuna Bhikhatsu joyfully gave the main Brahmanas 500 bullocks each, their horns plated with gold. Having completed the Rajasuya Yagna, Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, gained such wealth and fortune, even like the great Harishchandra, such prosperity that not Rantideva, Nabhaga, Dyawanaswa, not Manu, nor Benason, King Prithu, nor Bhagirata, Yayati, or Nahusha had seen its like. And seeing this fortune of Pritha's son equal to what Harishchandra had, I did not see the least point in continuing to live. King of men, a yoke tied by a blind man comes loose, so it is with us. The younger ones are growing while the elder are diminishing. Seeing all this, O Lord of the Kurus, I can find no peace, not even after deep thought. This is why, Rahan, I am plunged in grief and have become pale and wasted. I guess, in a sense, yeah, I kind of comprehend the idea, but at the same time, I don't really get it. Like, what is the point behind so much complaining? After the third canto that he was simply complaining, you stop having real things to try and criticize or analyze in any particularly interesting way, I guess. But yeah, simply blabbering. Let us continue. Canto 53. Dita Parva continua. Daharatrastra says, You are my eldest son and also born to my first wife, my child. Do not envy the Pandavas. The jealous man is always unhappy and suffers pangs even like those of death. Bharata Rishabha, Yudhishthira is not deceitful. He owns wealth equal to yours. His friends are your friends, and he feels no envy towards you. So why should you be envious of him? My son, you have as many friends and allies as Yudhishthira does. So why, from folly, must you covet the wealth of your brother? Do not be like this. Abandon your envy. Do not grieve, O bull of the Bharatas. If you wish for the honor attached to the performance of a sacrifice, let our priests arrange to perform the Saptatantu Mahayagna for you, and then the kings of the earth will happily and with respect bring you great wealth, jewels and ornaments. My child, it is lovely to covet another's possessions. On the other hand, he who is content with what he has and engages in his svadharma diligently, he is the happy man, never attempting to gain what others own, persevering in one's own affairs and protecting what one has earned. These are the signs of true greatness. He who is unmoved in calamity, skilled in his own work, always at work, vigilant and humble, he always finds prosperity. The Pandavas are like your very arms. Do not seek to cut off those arms. No, nor create internal strife for the sake of your brother's wealth. Do not envy the sons of Pandu. You are as rich as they are. There is great sin in falling out with friends. They who are your grandsires are also theirs. Give charity during sacrifices. Satisfy every desire which is dear to your heart. Disport freely in the company of women, and be at peace, Duryodhana. I guess, yeah. Finally, once again, going back into deepness, there seems to be kind of a lot to unpack, not that much to really take and to try and apply to everything else, because simple example, is he was unmoved in calamity, skilled in his own work, always at work, vigilant and humble, he always finds prosperity. I mean, well, probably it has some parts that need to be analyzed. Obviously, he who is unmoved in calamity, someone who is capable of not being faced by tragedies of life, skilled in his own work, as in not only having found what his own work is, because that is a part of it, but being also capable of doing it in a way in which it can be considered truly skillfully, also always at work, because it truly represents that this particular individual is, to a certain degree, I guess, wishing to work, because the possibility of not working is always there, also, vigilant and humble, because this one, taking into consideration and correlation what was said before, also applies to those who sadly have to deal with the whole world of those who sadly, in the case of Duryodhana, wish them bad, yet not being deceived by all of the great things that they have, to believe that now somehow they are mere mortals. Those type of humans who have all of those qualities always find prosperity. And I guess kind of a crazy thing is to see that it is true, yes, and the proper details as to why something like this happens are not that much put together nor properly placed for other people to really analyze, let's say. Yet, what is being explained here can be truly understood, as whoever tries to do something in their life notices that when you, in some ways, decided to not really take care out of the whole counsel that is to not be envious about others, to not get angry at what others have, to not try and plan how to take what others have for your own benefit or anything like that, but simply to enjoy what you already have in your hands, what you already can utilize, and what you can already move in your own world. All of those things is what makes one find greatness, and even more obviously enjoy the greatness that is to be prosper. Yet, I guess, yeah, kind of weird to see that all of this is said by Dharatirashtra, somebody who was portrayed as someone very evil. I guess I kind of missed that point, because now he seems to be very reformed in the sense of, yeah, being very capable of not being so bitter about what others have. And I guess the only one thing is, do not envy the sons of Pandu. Do not envy the sons of Pandu. You are as rich as they are. Is it a figurative type of richness? Because literally no way whatsoever are the Pandavas similar to the Kauravas in the amount of richness that both sides have. Obviously, the Pandavas literally performed the ritual to gain the most amount of tributes on the whole world. Therefore, it is impossible for anybody to be as rich as them. Is it something like spiritual because they have family, they are together? I don't know, I don't get it in that sense, but yeah, we might as well simply continue, I guess. Pen 253. Dyuta Parva continue. The Dharatirashtra says. No, wait, this is what I read, no? Yes. Canto 54. Dyuta Parva continued, sorry. Duryodhana says, he who has no intelligence himself, but has merely heard many things, can hardly understand the true meaning of the scriptures. Even like a spoon which does not know the taste of the soap it touches, you know everything. Yet you confound me, like boats fastened one to the other. You and I are bound to each other. Are you mindful of your own interests, or are you hostile towards me, having you for their king? Your sons and your allies are condemned to be destroyed. For you speak of having in the future what can be had even now. The man who acts under the counsel of others frequently trips and falls. Then how can his followers expect to tread the right path? Rahan, you have maturity and wisdom. You have heard the ancient truths, and you have restrained your senses. It does not become you to confront us who are eager to seek our interest. Brihaspati himself has said the ways of kings differs from those of commoners, and so kings must always vigilantly attend to their own interest. Finding success must be the only criterion which guides the way of the Kshatriya. So, what does it matter if the means are virtuous or sinful? What place for scruples in performing one's Svadharma? He who wants to snatch the blazing prosperity of his enemy, O Bharata Rishabha, must aim all the directions, even as the Sarathi does his horses with his whip. Those who wield weapons always say that a weapon is not merely a sharp instrument, but a means to vanquish an enemy, whether covertly or openly. Who is an enemy and who a friend does not depend on one's size or strength. He who causes pain is an enemy to the one whom he hurts. Discontent is the root of prosperity, and so, O king, I want to be discontented. The truly politic man is he who strives after property. What? None should be attached to property or wealth, for both these, once having been acquired and hoarded, can be plundered. This is the way of the kings. Sakra cut off Namuchi's head after pledging peace with him, and this was because he endorsed this eternal way with an enemy, like a snake swallowing frogs and other creatures with living holes. The earth swallows kings who are peaceful and brahmanas who don't steer from their homes. Rahan, merely by nature, no one is anybody's enemy. Only he who has common purposes as oneself is one's foe. He who is foolish enough to neglect an infected toenail has his vitals excoriated by a disease that he himself nurtured without treatment. If an enemy, however insignificant, is allowed to grow in might, he swallows one like termites at the roots of a tree, failing the tree itself. O Bharata, O Hamida, never acquiesce in your enemy's prosperity. This is a policy that the wise must always bear upon their heads, even like a lord. He who always desires and seeks his own prosperity grows among his kinsmen, even as the body does, naturally, from the moment of its birth. Prowess confers rapid growth. I covet the wealth of the Pandavas, but I have not yet made it my own, so I doubt myself, my ability, and I am determined to lay my doubts at rest. I will either have what belongs to them or die in battle trying to have it. When this is my state of mind, what do I care anymore for my life, as the Pandavas' fortune swell daily while ours no increase? There is one particular knowledge that is completely true. I guess that is kind of the hard part about trying to read somebody like Duryodhana, that you are going to find incredibly true statements mixed with the biggest type of poisons, let's say, because yes, let me, before properly talking about what I think is incredibly true here, you have this knowledge here that I think is incredibly important, and below it you have never acquiescing your enemy's prosperity. This is a policy that the wise must always bear upon their heads, even like a lord, something that is completely filled with rage and completely filled with distrust and also with a sense of spite and a sense of constant, obviously, greed, because you can't even think that others are doing great and you can't even think that others are doing good compared to you. And you are even condemning this type of attitude because you believe that only you deserve to be good. But anyways, the point is, yeah, Duryodhana is somebody who has so much knowledge that the things he says are somewhat sparkled always with knowledge itself. And there are some very important takes, like what I'm going to read now, that have complete truths behind them, but others are simple manipulations of the reality itself. Like, in reality, you should try your best to be happy about what others have. Be, be them your enemies or no. Because at the end of the day, the poison itself that is to be bitter and to be angry about what others earn for their own merits, as long as they obviously did not abuse who you are, is something completely meaningless and is something that destroys your soul because you are now measuring yourself with the same rope and with the same load that others are using when you in reality are not even in the same realm of reality, let's say. But yeah, I don't know, kind of crazy to see it like that. Now let me properly analyze what I was talking about that I think has some interesting knowledge into it. That is, what the actual fuck? Okay, my phone sound. This. He who is foolish enough to neglect an infected toenail has his vitals excoriated by a disease that he himself nurtured without treatment. If an enemy, however insignificant, is allowed to grow in might, he swallows one like termites at the roots of a tree, failing the tree itself. That is el, the knowledge that is contained inside of it. And that is the part that is completely true, because this is a concept almost completely unrelated to the rest of what is being said here. It is completely real that when you decide to leave a problem, it doesn't really disappear, but rather it becomes more and more apparent to others and more damaging to yourself. This is a more psychological stuff type of idea. You know, that any type of problem that is left alone, quote unquote alone, only grows on strength and only makes everything else worse, not any kind of benefit. But yeah, I guess that is kind of the crazy part to see that somehow somebody will believe that every single thing that is said by Duryodhana is neglectable when there is knowledge like this contained inside of it. Because yes, if you were to not pay attention to what is happening to you, you will end up being consumed by what at some point or another in time you thought, you know what, I don't fucking care about this. When in reality it should be the opposite. You might as well try and start to care about every single thing that happens to you in the sense of problems, because if not, the moment in which you allow a problem to take a root on you, it starts to fucking destroy you, like it is shown here. But yeah, I don't know. It is something that I also say with too much of a gravity rather than what is really needed. So I don't truly know. I guess. Basically that. Let me see, because I also have to do something. Yeah, okay. We're going to do this. I will sadly have to take another fucking boss. The second boss. Because I have to do something. But after that, I guess we are going to do Canto 55. And after that, finally, we are going to finish. Now, one second, give me some time. I don't know how much it will take me. I am not going to say 5 minutes. I don't know how much it is going to take me. So yeah, give me some minutes. Probably one or two. Give me some minutes. Give me some Yeah, I'm back. I didn't expect to have to leave so early. I thought that's why I also took the fucking break, man. But anyways, yeah, I didn't make this proper marker because I was notified out of nowhere that I had to do something. So yeah, anyways, fuck the marker at this point. Yeah, we were at Canto 55. So we might as well continue on that after I drink water. Man, what a crazy book is this? Like it's kind of crazy to see that after how much time? 2 hours almost reading, almost between pauses and all of that, almost 2 hours supposedly reading. We have progressed only 20 pages. Quality content. Anyways, Canto 55. Duta Parva continued. Sakuni says, Best of men of victory, I will take this great wealth of Pandu's son, Yudhishthira. What? Didn't I already read this? From him, the sight of which grieves you so much, and give it to you. Therefore, O Rahan, let Kunti's son Yudhishthira be summoned here. By throwing dice, a man of skill can vanquish unskilled opponents, while remaining uninjured himself. O Bharata, know that wagering is my bow, the dice are my arrows, the marks on them is my bowstring, and the dice board my chariot. Duryodhana says, Rahan, this Sakuni, master of dice, is ready to take the wealth of the Pandavas from them at a game. It becomes you to give him leave to do so. Dharatirashtra says, I followed the advice of my wise brother Vidura. I will consult him and then tell you what to do. Duryodhana says, Vidura always has the welfare of the sons of Pandu at heart, while, O Kaurava, his feelings towards us are different. I have no doubt that he will turn your mind from what we propose. No man must let another man decide for him what he must do. For, O Kurushottama, two minds rarely agree upon any enterprise. The fool who lives his life avoiding any fear wastes himself like an insect during the rains, and neither sickness nor death waits for prosperity to visit one of its own accord. So, as long as we have life and health, we must strive to accomplish our purpose. Dharatirashtra says, My son, I never see wisdom in seeking hostility of any kind with those who are powerful. Hostility changes the heart and is a weapon by itself, if not made of steel. O Prince, you think of as a great blessing what will bring dreadful war in its wake, when in fact what you wish to do is fraught with danger. If you set yourself on this course, it will inexorably fetch out keen swords and sharp arrows. Duryodhana replies, The most ancient men invented the game of dice precisely because there is no bloodshed in it or any striking with weapons. So listen to what Sakuni says and quickly order the sabha to be boiled. The gambling will open the door of heaven, the way to great happiness for us. Why? Those who gamble for such stakes deserve the fortune which comes to them. The Pandavas, who are not your superiors, will become your equals, so play dice with them. O king, the Dharatirashtra says, Your words do not find favor with me. Do as you please, ruler of men, but you will repent choosing this path. For a way of such adharma can never fetch enduring prosperity, only disaster. Vidura, who has profound wisdom, who always lives in dharma, has already foreseen the calamity which will destroy Kshatriya kind itself, coming towards us, brought by fate. Saying this, the awake-minded Dharatirashtra yields to fate as being supreme and inexorable. Indeed, his reason taken from him by fate, submitting to his son's wish, the king commands his men in stentorian tones. With every care, with no delay, immediately boiled a magnificent sabha, Call it a palace of crystal arches and 1,000 columns. Let it be adorned with gold and lapis lazuli. Let it have 100 gates and be full 2 miles in length and width. At his command, thousands of brilliant artificers swiftly raise that edifice, and having built it, furnish it with every manner of exquisite artifacts. When they finish, they come in joy to the king to inform him that the grand sabha is complete, and that it is beautiful and lavish and adorned with everything that he might wish it to have. Priceless jewels upon the walls, invaluable carpets in every hue, gold chase upon its floors. No Daharadhirashtra, they learn, summons Vidura and says, "Go to Gandharaprastha and fetch Yudhishthira here immediately. Let him come with his brothers to see my grand sabha of gemstones past counting, priceless beds and carpets, and let a friendly game of dice be played in our city." Aside from all of these descriptions, once again, I sadly have to repeat what Jose Duryodhana says is at times the worst thing that you can read, and at times something full of truth, sadly. So, I guess it is truly complex to try and dispel what is being talked about. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of crazy to see it like that. Let me here. This is what I am talking about. Because on one side you have no man must let another man decide for him what he must do, for O Gurushottama, two minds rarely agree upon any enterprise. That part is completely full of the worst type of advice that you can give. You're talking about as if you had no possibility of truly believing in other people. In that sense, maybe it talks about more about the character itself of Duryodhana, in the sense of he's truly incapable of believing in anybody else, and therefore that is why also he sees even his own, quote unquote, his own blood as enemies. Maybe from that side you can try to reconcile what he's saying to reality itself, instead of simply discarding all of what he was talking about as what it truly is, complete nonsense. And on the other side, you have the another complete truth. The fool who lives his life avoiding any fear wastes himself like an insect during the rains. Neither sickness nor death waits for prosperity to visit one of its own accord. So, as long as we have life and health, we must strive to accomplish our purpose. That is the complete true side of it. Something that collides on its entirety with what is being presented before. I guess maybe trying to take it also from the side of a character analysis, Duryodhana says stuff like this because he knows that parts of it are true. And although they don't seem to collide, on the deeper analysis they do so, and they really prove to be truly destroyful to the mind. Yet, if you simply talk about and try to be profound, you might as well not even realize that you are saying two completely contradictory things. Let's say like that. But maybe, yeah. From that sense, it is that he says stuff so profound from time to time. And what I mean, yeah, the knowledge itself of those who do not live because fear paralyzes them end up dying instead of taking any particular action, and even more sadly, end up dying without even being able to strive to accomplish their purpose in life, are incredibly more lost, or are going to have an incredibly worse type of death than those who do so act and do so wish to become crafters of the reality that they see on their minds, obviously. But I mean, yeah, that in that sense, I guess it is too much of a deep concept even for me to explore right now. As I guess it is true, and it is completely true that when you have the possibility of analyzing what your problems are, you also have the possibility of finding how to solve them. But if you believe that your problems are something that is outside of your control completely, you might as well never have the chance of advancing of them or outside of them, because your problems do not define who you are. But if you let your problems define your boundaries instead of acting on them, that is when you end up kind of sadly destroying what makes you be who you are. So yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm searching now when the fuck the Vtuber finishes, because I want to see if I can live on the new Parva. No. Okay. We're going to do this because it seems Canto 66 is incredibly short. So we are going to read Canto 66, and after that we are going to finally get it ready, I guess. Everything going fine? Yeah, everything going fine. So, without further delay, let us simply do this. Canto 66, Dito Parva continua, by Sampayana said, knowing that fate is ineluctable and what his son's heart is set upon, the Haratrastra does as I have said. As I have said, what? However, the most intelligent Vidura does not approve of what his brother intends and says, my king, I do not like this command which you give me. Do not do this thing, for I fear it will end in the annihilation of our very race. Terrible dissension will result from this game of dice, and lead inevitably to great tragedy. The Haratrastra says, if fate is not hostile to us, such a falling out will not grieve me, while the universe moves as at its creator's will, and through fates it is not free. Therefore, Vidura, I command you, go to Yudhishthira and fetch Kunti's invincible son, Hira, quickly. Quick rundown. I wouldn't say sadly, you arrived on the perfect time because we're rounding this up. After so long, we're rounding this up. But yeah, obviously I can still give you the quick rundown. We saw basically. I can give you the names. Maybe you don't remember the names. The Haratrastra is present here. Maybe you remember. Duryodhana is another guy. If you remember them, perfectly fine. If not, I guess you are going to get lost. Because, no problem. Literally no problem, man. I only say it because I guess to hide it is literally to hide it. What do I gain by hiding the reality to you? But yes, basically what happened was we were seeing. Okay. Without needing to know names, we saw how father and son had an incredibly long discussion about why it would be good to take revenge on their enemies, and also sadly we had to see how much of a mind break the child himself suffered from the experiences that came from experiencing the child itself, completely unfiltered bliss that was born from all of the events that happened. I don't know if you remember the Sarpayuda Yagna, that particular event that happened with the Pandavas and all of that. And basically, I think it was very nice because it had a lot of good, quote-unquote, good takes, but sadly it had some other problems in the middle, like the father, for example, was one of those overprotecting fathers that gave too much attention to the child, or too much unnecessary attention to the child, therefore limiting the capacities of the child itself to do what was needed for the child to do. On one hand, on the other, the child itself became so bitter with the world that started to mix what were complete lies with incredibly true concepts. And by doing so, there are things that are in the middle of sentences, complete realities, complete truths, complete gems of knowledge, let's say, that try to give sense to the words that are being said by the child itself, that in reality need to be extracted from there, because they literally have no place there. They only create. In this case, I wouldn't. I do not know if it is proper or not to call it like that, but a very type of hate speech, So very, very, very interesting to see. And I guess overall it was very interesting. Now we're simply finishing rounding up, as I said here. After I think it was like I started around 46, I think, and we're leaving at 56, and we still haven't seen the fucking advancement from that conversation. I think at this point I have read in from different ways the same part of Vidura. I command you, go to Yudhishthira and fetch Kunti's invincible son here quickly. This is the third time that I read that. So yeah, I hope at some point we get to advance from this whole discussion. I guess it was finished. Well, I mean, not I guess. Sadly, it happened that, one of the few things that I also noticed I left behind to say was, sadly, the father decided to not be as severe as a father needs to be with his children. And he ended up allowing the child to take the worst type of measure, in this case to wish to kill somebody, and to wish to do so, and to act upon that wish. So yeah, very, very interesting to see all of that knowledge contained over here. And I guess, not that I guess, I mean, it truly was a very interesting read. But yeah, quote unquote sadly, I mean, how much time we were here? I think 2 hours and a half, something like that. 2 hours and 50 minutes, yeah. We were more than enough compared to what I would have expected after such a long fucking break. So yeah, we were very fine. But yeah, let me do my proper job over here. After such a long time, I might as well round all of this up, Very, very nice. Very, very, as always, very enjoyable. I mean, more than always, I guess, because this whole analysis have knowledge that could be taken out of it, compared to the fact that Yudhishthira and Narada Muni had, where it was only knowledge, pure unfiltered knowledge, barrages of knowledge that will take hours and hours and hours and hours of knowledge. Aside from that, very amazing. I guess, not I guess, I did so because I wanted to go to something more basic. As I mean, it really doesn't fit my quote-unquote vibe to do art, so I might as well say that quote-unquote I am something different when I am doing art, I mean, when I was... Okay, I did art and I talked about stuff. I kid you not, my man, I think I remember like 1 hour out of the 20 that I spent doing that particular art, that particular piece, that I talk about and I talk. I remember like 10 minutes. All of the rest of the things that I talk about, all of the rest of the things that I said are gone from my mind. So yeah, I don't know. I guess, yeah, really a big streamer brain moments. But yeah, anyways, it was very interesting. I guess, as it is bound to happen, because it is too fucking late, and also because I suddenly have to take a break, an unscheduled break. We don't have the possibility of rain anybody, because yeah, stuff happened in the mail. But well, I mean, anyways, we still have some other stuff to take care of. I mean, I didn't expect to reach out of nowhere, and even more when I was gone, the follower goal. So very, very amazing. I will have to work on that. Probably by tomorrow I will post about that. And well, aside from that, as I said, very fine, very nice, very enjoyable so far. But yeah, this is the final point of this. Tomorrow we have a kind of heavy day, I guess. Yeah, we'll see what departs or what the future has in hold for us. Now, we might as well live. Once again, we might as well take care of ourselves. We might as well take a beautiful break until the next occasion arises for us to get back to here and to do what we enjoyed doing here once again. So yeah, as always, thanks everybody for watching, thanks everybody for lurking, for watching the VOD, for everything. Obviously, in this case, thank you Wunkum for being here. Literally, no problem even if it was late. Oh no, you're late. I mean, this is literally unavoidable to write quote unquote late. So yeah, my man, do not worry. At the very least, you are there, my man. So yeah, that is as always the part of this. Remember to stay safe, remember to stay nice, to stay hopeful. Remember to act, to not let fear control you, as we read here. And well, yeah, that is all for today. Whenever it happens, once again, we're getting back here. And 2 hours more for me? No. No, no, thank you. And okay, something that I don't know. I fear saying something and you fucking acting on what I say. But 10 subs, and I would. If not, goodbye, my man. I am going to sleep. If not, yes, I am literally closing my eyes and getting into the. But yeah, you what so wrecked, my man. Goodbye. I know that I think that is a good paywall, an incredibly big paywall. At least for me. Not that I guess I know. So yeah, basically that. But yeah, basically very fine as always. So yeah, whenever we have the occasion. Yeah, I know that you won't have it. That's why I say 10 and not 1. So yeah, anyway, as always, whenever it happens, the next occasion, we're getting back here to do something, to talk about something, to enjoy being here chatting, whatever it is that happens. I don't even remember what the fuck was my. Where did people appear out of nowhere? Why do I have now the possibility of reading after making so much the point that I literally didn't have the opportunity to do so? I am not even going to look. We're going to read a sketch. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you for this beautiful gift as always. Now, as I said before, yeah, we're reading a sketch, doing I don't even know because I didn't have the possibility to check. But yeah, as always, thanks everybody. Thanks for this beautiful opportunity. Now, yeah, we're going to watch a starting sketch. Is just starting, I guess. So yeah, that is what we're doing. Thanks everybody. Goodbye. Remember to stay safe, remember to stay nice, remember to stay hopeful. And yeah, whenever we have the opportunity, we're getting back here. And if we don't have it at the very least, we are happy that we enjoy what we had in this moment. Yeah, the bot is fucking there. I don't know what happened. But yeah, anyways, everybody, thanks. And remember, now we're leaving where to write sketches, doing just starting. So yeah, goodbye everybody. Have a nice one. And now, goodbye. Right. Thank you so much, people.